All right. What's up with y'all? What's good, YouTube? This is your boy Quest, in my opinion, back for another one, another round of opinionated conversations, right? So, I just wanted to come real quick today and discuss what if the mass, well, I ain't gonna say mass, even though I really could use the word mass, but what if all of the killings that you see going on that's happening to all the young black males and all of the urban communities throughout America. What do you think the response from the overall public would be if those murders were women? So instead of young black boys being killed in the street, imagine if they were young black women. And what type of response do you think we would get from the public overall? So let me just tell you like this. Personally, I believe that it would be an outrage, right? Everybody would be up in arms and protesting, and it'd be the topic of conversation on TV, internet, social media, the whole bit, right? In my opinion, that's how it would be. And so I think it's time that we take a closer look at this type of situation, because then we can gather our own conclusions, but we can come to some type of we can come to some type of a collective conclusion, right? And just maybe through the conversation we could gather some insight or change some minds of maybe some people, which I know that's probably not going to happen, but hey, right? You can't blame a brother for trying. Um so moving right along, it's like these young black men, young black boys are being killed by each other. Let's start there, right? But in alarming and concerning numbers. Um, so I think that we should explore or go a little bit deeper than just the surface when it comes to the murder and killing of our young black boys and our young black men. Now, I will admit at a point in my life in the past, I was involved in gang activity myself. So I can speak and talk about this subject, give my opinion on this subject based on experience, right? So, one key thing that I can say right off the bat without a fraction of a doubt is most young boys, they join and follow gang and gang life because they're missing something at home. I know that might sound cliche, but it's the absolute truth. Um, Most of these guys are going to be coming from single parent homes. Um, Most of these guys are coming from poverty stricken situations. Okay? So when you mix the two, it's a dangerous thing. It's a dangerous mix. Um, and that's what I witnessed. it was a lot of us who were just searching for who we were at the ages of 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, so on and so on, right? Um, all just babies, all kids, and we're looking to be validated by our peers. Gangs is validation. Because if you can become a part of one, then you can tell yourself that you belong, and then you can also feel a level of superiority over others, if that makes sense, right? But the real underlining or underneath the underlining problems and issues stem from poverty, right? And mothers raising their children alone without the help of a father figure. So these things are very, 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 very essential when you look at the reasoning behind a lot of the gang violence and the gang activity that goes on throughout our urban cities and our communities throughout the United States of America. Um, so I was listening to the radio not too long ago, and I was, they started talking about a murder that had happened, and unfortunately, somebody's life got taken. But it just so happened to be a young lady, and so I was took aback by the overpouring of emotions and support that this young lady received upon the public and social media hearing about her murder. Now, one would say, well, damn, you sound like you wanted it to be, but you want the girl to have bad news. And nah, that's not what I'm saying at all. Um, but what I am saying is, where's the sense of urgency when it comes to the young black boys, when it comes to the young black men? Where is the disgust and the sense of urgency when these young men and these young boys is being slaughtered daily, okay, in the streets of our urban communities? In my opinion, they really don't give a fuck about young black boys and young black men. The sooner we realize that as a collective, the better off we're going to be. We can't continue to live like this as black men. We can't continue to live like this as men, period. Because here's the memo. I don't know if you guys got it or not, but guess what? We losing. We are losing, guys. Right? Because the reason why we're losing is based on a few things, but I'm going to give my opinion on just one major thing. We don't have no sense of unity amongst each other. We don't have a culture, a brother culture. So we don't know how to stop bickering and arguing with each other long enough to understand that we are the answer to damn near every problem that exists. We, men, specifically black men, are the answer to a lot of problems that goes on across the line when it comes to murder, when it comes to social life, when it comes to a better standard of living. We play a part in all this. The reason why the standard of living is not that high because we're not that high on producing a standard of life that's viable for everybody. The vast majority of us black men, as uneducated, is indoctrinated by negativity in all shapes and forms. The number one most potent of them all would be rap music, which I believe is a weapon against black people, period. Rap is a weapon used against black people. It's one of the elements of hip hop that has been completely contaminated. Completely and totally contaminated. So much so to where it's almost a dying, to me, it's an art that has pretty much met its death. Or it's close to death. It's on the deathbed, okay? It's on the deathbed. And brother Nas, he said it years ago that hip hop is dead, but I think through really paying attention and zoning in, I think we realize and understand that hip hop is not dead, but rap definitely is dead. And rap has been weaponized against us black men, especially young black boys in the urban communities. So I'm not gonna go on too much longer here because I would love to hear comments from you guys on the topic. So if you could, first of all, if you like what you've been hearing and you enjoying these small little tidbits, would you please subscribe to the channel? It's a brand new channel, just started, so I could use all the support as I can get. So if you could hit that bell so you can be notified every time I go live or every time I upload, you'll be notified and you can check in and check me out. Right? So the conclusion is if young black females were being killed the way that young black males are being slaughtered, in my opinion, it would be much more of an outrage. And it would be much more being done about it. It would be much more protesting. It'd be much more presence on social media, basically just putting it in our face that something must and has to be done about these young ladies or young women losing their lives. So in my opinion, we need to figure out why is it that it's okay for young black boys and young black men to be murdered and killed in the streets and nobody seems to give a shit, including other black men. Very important question. So I gave you my opinion. Now I'd love to hear yours. So on that note, I'll see you guys later. It's been real. I'll holla.